Hello there, and welcome to this week's reading for Monday the 4th of July to Sunday the 10th of July. There's going to be a lot of shadows on the mat today for today's reading because the light outside with the windows open isn't the best, as it's quite overcast and gloomy here. I live in the Camden, New South Wales area, which is dominated by rains and floods, non-stop rain since Friday. So we have a lot of suffrage in the area from residents and business owners who are experiencing these floods. So my thoughts are with them entirely. For this week ahead's draw, I want to focus on what the collective, being you, what the collective audience needs to know for this week ahead. Granted, in New South Wales and other parts of Australia, it's currently school holidays, so there may be, and I get the intense feeling of cabin fever already, even though today is the first day of school holidays. So there's another 2 weeks, like there's 2 weeks in total of school holidays. So hopefully we have some positive cards this week. We'll see what comes out of it. First deck I'm using is the Wandering Star. I love this deck. It's like my go-to. I get a lot of energy from it. Kind of my own daily deck, but I just wanted to use it to kick off today's reading. I'll be using 2 lots of tarot cards decks and a few oracles just to see what the week will bring us. Okay, so the first card that we have for this week is Strength. I'll move it over here, move it over here. Strength. The second card we have is the Three of Swords. A lot of you are really feeling this week already, and it's just started. And we have the Page of Wands for the end of the week. On the top of the deck, we have the Three of Cups, and on the bottom, we have the Page of Pentacles. Lots of threes and page energy. So messages are being brought to you at this stage. The start of the week is showing that, we need to be strong. There's a lot that is happening that is outside of your control, and what you're being shown is that you need to go to a place of seeing positivity, and going with that flow, and know that what is happening for a reason. So, for instance, as I mentioned before about these school holidays, if people had plans and they're just not going to plan because of the weather, think of the positives. So how can it be turned around so that you can think, well, we're not really going to go outside and experience what we planned, but we're indoors, we're staying dry, we're staying safe, and let's spend some time together as a family. Let's do some board games. Let's just try and make the most of the situation. That is completely out of our control, and we'll just need to go with the flow. So that is a pure example of that. Midweek, we're looking at the Three of Swords. Now, with the Three of Swords, this is where you're showing where you're going a bit deep, where you're feeling like maybe things are against you. Maybe you're seeing things in a more negative or half glass half empty kind of view as well. So I recommend, if you're feeling like you're down, you're out, or you just really need to feel the feels and then come out of them. Staying in a position of upsetness, of overwhelming, of fear, will set the tone for what will be happening coming into your life. Now, this is only a temporary position that you're in with the Three of Swords. The Strength card, that's a life-changing situation. So what we're showing is you being strong and being able to overcome and think differently to things that are outside of control can set the tone for a really well-placed, future in the way that you attract things into your life. The Three of Swords, this is just a minor hiccup. This is just you feeling your feels, accepting things for how they are, even when you're shown in a difficult situation. This could be doing with financially as well. So try and stay positive and think about how you may be able to change your finances to suit you better. What can you cut? What can you do to make your dollar go further? with the Page of Wands. So in the week, I feel like you'll be coming out of this kind of grief low period. Obviously, a lot of people get affected by this weather. It really brings them down. We are in the sun or star sign, as you may call it, of Cancer at the moment. Cancer is ruled by the moon. A lot of people are affected by the emotions of the moon. So when it's sunny and bright, they're feeling up and energetic and bright themselves. When it's overcast and dreary, like it is at the moment for a lot of people, they'll feel the feels and go within and feel down as well. So with the Page of Wands in the week, she's really good. She's going to show that you're coming into good positivity at the end of the week and some kind of stability as well. So she's a welcome messenger. She's here to show you that you can engage in transformation if you go through processing during the week, remaining strong, and looking at things objectively as well. So what can you do differently to enable change if that's what you want to enable? So have a think about that. And see how you go with feeling your feels. Do a journal as well if you need to. Journal out everything and the process. Processing, I'm getting, is a big thing at the moment. So processing your feelings, processing your thoughts, processing your business, processing your career, processing your relationships. For a lot of you, this is a time where you're really being challenged and made to go through a thinking status. This one here, Affirmators Tarot card deck. This is one of the latest ones to my collection. I got it last week by Susie Barrett, who is an LA, I think she's an actress and writer and all that. So it's light and fun filled, these cards. So I thought I'd use them just to infuse some kind of lightness to this week's reading. So we have the Whale, so the King of Cups. He's like in charge of his emotions. Oh, gosh. So if we put that with strength, we can really see that when you're strong, you can be strong in yourself and your thoughts and your emotions and feel like you literally are the king of the world. But that is obviously going to be challenged midweek when you're really going to go, I can't maintain it. This weather, this whole situation, these finances, they're all wearing on me. We have the Page of Wands again. So a great introduction into the end of the week. It's saying, how can you turn around this Three of Swords energy, this grief that you're feeling? How can you turn that around so that you're inviting in this welcome change within yourself? How can you get creative? How can you make change for yourself? Not going to happen for you unless you make it for yourself, if that's what you want. And then the Nine of Swords at the end. Look, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. With the Nine of Swords, it's just showing that you've had a lot of processing to do, and working through that shows that you're willing to come out on top and step into your own self and your own self-belief and your own boundaries. You actually, I get the feeling that boundaries need to be also honored within yourself, and as well as setting up boundaries with other people as well. So definitely take that on board. I've got the Moon Oracle deck here, the Queen of the Moon Oracle, Stacey DeMarco. Funny thing, ordered this late Saturday afternoon on Amazon because I'm like, we're in moon season. I'm a Cancerian ruled by the moon, and really felt these cards were for me, and they were delivered first thing this morning. So I blessed the cards this morning, and when I unboxed them and went through a little ritual when I get a new deck and ready to use them. So this is the first use I have for them. So I just want to pull one card out. What does my readers need to know? Followers, what do they need to know and be aware of? One card. Let's pull one card. Realization. Wow, that is a great card to have, especially as this week you're being asked to really think about things and maybe outside the box as well, but think about things in terms of, I think it's a bit of a reality check here that needs to be done, and that's why the sorrow is being felt, and if you lean into that, go through the process of recognizing it and journaling it, getting out on paper, maybe meditating, doing what you can to change that negative and down and out feeling into a positive. You know, you're moving through the Page of Wands. You can stand up and create change. You just have to use your mind and think outside the box and think a bit differently. I'm just going to read what this says here too, because as I said, I got this deck this morning. Beautiful visuals. Realization. With self-awareness comes realization. Knowledge is power. Self-examination of your role within a situation is important. So yeah, definitely self-examination. You'll have to just go deep within, and you know, if you want change, make change. It's not going to be done for you. Your mantra is, I have timely self-awareness and act upon my realizations. I have timely self-awareness and act upon my realizations. As we move into the early waxing cycle, light begins to shine upon the shadows, eliminating what is. This is the beginning of a powerful process, realization. When we decide to really examine our lives without fear or favor, it can be hard. This is, no doubt, an act of courage. We might not like what we discover, after all, yet without self-awareness and the will to act upon these realizations, whether we perceive them as negative or positive, we do not get to change and grow. Exactly. The realization that we have a pattern, a bad habit, or a behavior that is causing us pain is a powerful position, even though we may feel worry and pain around this discovery. We can then take personal responsibility to change our situation since we know our current position. Knowing ourselves more completely enables us to accept ourselves more readily and dare to love exactly who we really are. So it's also saying that it has a companion stone or metal, which is aventurine. And funnily enough, I've got my pendant here, and it's an aventurine color as well. It's aventurine, so interesting. Okay, so definitely go through the process this week of feeling the feels, having self-belief, having self-awareness, owning it, leaning into it, owning it, moving forward, but in a different, positive way. I also have my essential oils healing deck, and this is also a recent one I got. Love essential oils. I follow Marie Kopp online, who's great with essential oils, very giving with her knowledge and experience. So I recommend following her page. I think it's Essential Health Harmony. Sorry, Marie, if I got that wrong. But Marie Kopp, COPP. And the card that is being pulled for this week and wants you to focus on is Manuka. It brings self-regeneration and transformation. So it's showing it can be diffused and you can use it directly. So self-regeneration, transformation. You know, what great, when I read cards, and I just get so enthused when I see that there's some pattern that comes out of the different decks that are being used. And it all signifies or enhances what the overall message is for the week. And, you know, you're going to feel down and out, you know, for a majority of you, not all of you, but for a majority of you. So definitely lean into it, but don't wallow in it, is what I'm getting. So Manuka trees are an evergreen shrub with deep red wood. They grow along the coastal areas of New Zealand and can reach up to 49 feet tall. When the woody capsules that contain the seeds of the plant are exposed to the extreme heat or smoke of wildfires, they open and scatter the contents on the cleared ground, where they will grow into new Manuka trees after the fires stop raging. In New Zealand, the Maori use all parts of this tree for medicinal purposes as part of their traditional healing system, Rongoa Maori. They use the wood throughout history for making paddles, weapons and spears, and even for building houses. They also use the leaves to treat respiratory, digestive, and urinary tract ailments. Manuka essential oil is a natural anti-inflammatory with antibacterial and antiviral properties. It also helps reduce allergies and aids relaxation. The Maori's traditional use of the plant for respiratory, digestive, and urinary tract conditions are also excellent applications for the essential oil. Manuka is linked to self-regeneration, transformation, and metamorphosis. It was also thought to help people get in touch with their own power and improve the balance of sexuality and sensuality. You can use it for acne, allergies, anxiety, asthma, athlete's foot, bug bites or stings, burns, cold sores and fever blisters, colds and flu, contractions, coughs, damaged skin and scars, dandruff, ear infections, fevers, fingernail infections, high blood pressure, indigestion, sinus congestion, irritated skin, respiratory infections, and the list goes on. Do not use internally, but it is safe to apply undiluted topically. So if you have Manuka as part of your essential oils collection, then it's recommended that you place some focus on how you might be able to use that this week, especially as you go through the week ahead and if you are going to be feeling all the feels. Now, our last card pull will be from my Chakra Love deck, and it's going to show a card which chakra needs to have focus for this week. Sacral chakra, so it's a peach moonstone, which is funny because moonstone is Cancer, and it's one of the crystals and stones that are used during the Cancerian period. So let your life burst forth from the seeds of creation. Let your life burst forth from the seeds of creation. It says fertility, but doesn't actually mean that you'll get pregnant or have a baby, but it's just saying that you need to birth new things in your life. So when we looked earlier at the Three of Swords and you're being asked to really feel your feels and then, process them and move forward, and you go into your creative self to create new change, these cards are showing that you can do that and you can go through your transformation and make things better, but you need to create, so you need to plant those seeds for you to create that change. So this week it's about giving yourself permission to really focus on yourself, self-care, self-confidence, self-awareness, and birth new ideas and be in positive mindset. So I hope you've enjoyed today's reading, and for a lot of you this will relate to, but not all of you, but you can pull from it what you need to, and regardless of whether the weather is wherever you are or what situation you're in, I really hope that you have a really good week and it would be profound as well. Okay, take care.